EDM Express Tour Part 2, the EDM room. Okay, let's walk right into the EDM room. Walking in from our office. Here we have our oldest EDM right now. You see it is running, the wire is turning. Green light's on. Green light means money. This machine will check out some stuff a little later, and this one's running down here. You can see green light. This green light I can see from my desk, along with this one. Turn around here. Here is my desk. Walk on up here, you can see we have our water temperature and water level board, and we also have our Kamishi buy board. Since it's the beginning of the week, all those items turned red. And actually tonight, because it goes to the first of the month, those green items over there will turn red as well. So, why don't we, here's our two hole poppers, EDM hole drills, whatever. Why don't we take a moment and go over some of the improvements with this one. Okay, this is one of our hole poppers here. Standard EDM hole popper with an electrode. So we have a lot of tools right here. We have a 6mm wrench to tighten up things here. Got a pair of needle nose pliers to just pull out some small round parts we do. 5mm for when we need a 5mm wrench. 4mm wrench right here to take out the guide right here. Boom, take it on out. Got our other guides right here, swap them out. 3mm we use for something else, another attachment to this fixture. Little 4-inch spacer we use. And some C-clamps, we sometimes C-clamp certain things in there. Everything we need. Sponge. We have electrodes here, again by size, with the little gasket that we need. So everything is right here, don't need to move your feet. We'll take a little closer look at some of this. I'll bring you on in. Okay, let's take a little closer look here. First, you can see our guides here labeled. Just pull them on out and use them. Secondly, you can see that we have electrodes, burned electrodes here. Brass on this side, copper on this side. So we unscrew it, just boom, boom, throw it in the right spot. You see this jug here? Sometimes this machine needs water. We used to go to the EDM machine and spray hose on there and fill it on up and then dump it in here, and that was a real pain in the butt. So I made this hose here that we run and connect it to this EDM machine over here. So now all I need to do is I just push this button. We'll run for 1 minute and then turn off. So now you see the water flowing out here. This will run for 1 minute and fill that all up for us. So like all our other stuff, we have magic marker pen and stuff we need there. A couple other chucks, you know, everything we need is pretty much right here within arm's reach. And let's go check out something else. Okay, so here's one of our EDM machines. Let me show you some of the things we have here. First of all, we have all our clamps across the top here for 2-inch thick material, 1.5 and 1/2 inch. Probably 75% of the stuff that we toe clamp to the table will fit in one of these two things. So now we're not going and taking the bolts apart, put them into the drawer of the thing. Saves a lot of time. Got our 6mm wrench that goes along with those bolts going to the tables, and we have our 5mm wrench that we use to level our leveling head. So everything we need right there. A light, magnetic, hang it where you need it. Boom, goes right here, you know right where it is. We have a hook here you might not be able to see that we hang paperwork with. We have a sponge right here to clean on up things we need to clean up. Over here we have some wrenches, nut drivers, screwdrivers. We take a lot of stacks of material, we'll put some holes in them, and then we'll put a nut and bolt through to hold that stack tight together as we cut the outside profile, and we'll keep the stack together for the customer so they can get rid of the EDM burr on there. We have a bin here that all little scrap pieces we just throw in there. We have an iPad here for like gamma docs or anything else we need to see. So that's pretty much all our machines are set up the same way. Let's go check out something else. Here, just thought I'd come on in here and show you this a little better, a little closer up. Here you can see our wrenches all nicely labeled and stuff, color coded, so on and so forth. Our sponge over here, you can see our light is labeled. I added this piece of paperwork in here, which was on the other machine. You might remember I said with the piece of foam that we had a little marking device, and there it is there. Reuse packaging, so when that gets over to shipping, we'll know we need to reuse that. Here is our Kaizen foam with some nut drivers. These are, now if you notice, these are labeled blue. Everything associated with this machine is blue. See that wrench? This wrench. If you could see these, they'd be blue in the middle, red. These are a little dirty, they're blue in the middle. Trust me on that one. Our iPad right here. You could have your gamma docs on there and you'd be looking at how to do things. So everything we need is right there. No, let's not forget this little guy. This little step here is for us people that are a little vertically challenged. So this has a handle. We just grab it, pull it on back, get up there nice and easy to reach in there. Thread the wire where it needs to go. And again, the handle allows us to just pick it on up and put it right away out of the way. No bending down. This is our other EDM machine. I just turned it off because it's hard to hear in here. But set up the same basic way. You see our clamps, you see our sponge, you see our light right there. We don't have an iPad on this one, but you see our pens are all, this is the red machine. You notice that that was red here, red on those devices. And so they're pretty much all set up the same. Let's go check out something else. Okay, this other machine here, set up basically the same way for their wrenches, their clamps and such. We have our 5mm wrench on this side. This is one of our EDM vices with a part that we cut off here. But we could just quickly level this. Sponge in the same spot. This light's in a slightly different spot because this door is different. Something we didn't show you before. Here is our scrap wire, our scrap pieces, but here's what I didn't show you before, this red flag. If during our morning checks, we find that there needs to be some maintenance, we hang up the flags. We know this machine probably needs some maintenance very soon. This is the orange machine. As you see, orange here, see orange here, orange there. Everything's orange at this machine. So this is what I call our improvement bench. We have some stuff over here to cut Kaizen foam. You see a lot of stuff associated with flex pipe. This bench is basically for improvements. I don't generally put any work on this bench. This is an improvement bench. And let's take a little closer look at some of this. Okay, taking a little closer look. Here is a bunch of stuff for Kaizen foam basically. Notice everything on this bench would be labeled yellow and green. Okay, so we know where it goes. This is a burning knife to burn, like this hole was burned in with that. So this is everything we generally need for Kaizen foam. Now this is our flex pipe. Our parts are down in here. You notice we have some labels here. And we have some newer labels that we made up. Basically, when one of these bins runs out, we just scan the QR code and boom, it goes right into our Monday system and tells us we need to order it. So that's been helpful. You have this piece of right angle here, and you can see that we have a tape measure. So we just lay the pipe in here. We got a pen right here, pick up the pipe. We want 22 inches, mark it 22 inches. Pen goes right back. Notice that's also labeled. Take the pipe out. We can clamp it on up with this to hold it on up. We got our pipe cutter right here, spin it around. We got our drill to make connections for us. And we got all sorts of parts on this side and the other side. So that is our improvement Kaizen bench, which is right next to our EDM machines. Very convenient. Right next to our Kaizen bench is we have our general toolbox. So this here you'll see all Kaizen foam, all nicely organized. Our wrenches, we use blue tape for metric, red for SAE, standard. And then here we have each drawer is labeled, 1/4-inch sockets. Again, red and blue. Each one is labeled. You can see that there are 22 items on this. And if you look at the end, it tells you that there are 22 tools on there. Same thing with the red ones. Everything we need. 3/8 drive, same way. Kaizen foam, grab what you need, take it with you. You know if something's missing. The rest of this is just gauge pins, gauge blocks, measuring stuff. Again, labeled on the side here. Again, right in the middle of the EDM room. Let's go check out some other stuff. Okay, moving along here. Had something come in while filming here. So this is where we put in all our incoming boxes. We have box cutter right here, open it on up. Any garbage can go there. We normally have cardboard we stack up over here. Take the stuff out, put it in bins, generally speaking. Paperwork gets put on clipboards. We end up putting that into monday.com. What we have, everything we need is kind of right here. Pens, markers, little ruler, tape measure, little pad. Notice this is all, this whole area here, right in here, is the yellow area. This is yellow with blue, goes right here. Here's a very early on improvement. When we started using these flashlights, made a little USB charging hub station here. So here we got all our flashlights being charged up, ready to go. We also have a spot here for our iPads that we charge once a week. Back over here, you see our vision system. Notice this is yellow with red. Everything's yellow with red here. This has Kaizen corners where things belong, such as the controller, the mouse pad, the keyboard, the calculator, one of our products, drawings, all right here, right where it needs to be. So now, we take our parts, sometimes we put them in a vise. So now we take them from here, put them right here in the vise. We can level this up. We got our wrenches right here to adjust to get that nice and level. Some other times we'll take stacks of material and we'll use these rails. So there's the material. Here's that right here. Boom, boom, boom. Wrenches I need. Notice these are black. Yellow with black. And then that may go right into our hole popper or into one of our EDM machines. So everything is kind of a flow from here to here, out there. From this machine, take a little walk back here. You can see here's a red flag for this machine when we put out if we needed it. Come back on over here. We actually have a gamma doc of how to do the EDM contact maintenance. Several pages. We have a custom tray with all the tools we need and bin locations for each thing that's needed. So there's everything you need there. Just come back here, grab that, and start doing it. Back here, you see this cart, which I'll pull out in a minute so you can take a better look at it. But these filters, there's actually some down in here that's in water that you have to pull out when they're done. And they weigh a lot. So I like to, we're using this hoist now to lift them on up and put them up here. And we let them drain. And we'll show you some other things with this cart. We'll get it out in the open where we can take a look at it. Okay, so this cart, we used to take these and we flip them upside down and put them on top of like a 5-gallon bucket. That was just too much lifting and stuff. So now with the hoist, we can just get them right on there, and then the water drains into the pan. Got this connection, we hook it on up to one of the hoses in the machine. It takes the water and pumps it right into the dirty water tank. And that's pretty much that cart. Something we've had for a long time. It's helped kept things neat and orderly. And let's go back, check out where the hoist is and stuff. Okay, some of this is hard to see, but the hoist will lift on out these and put them right on the cart. So here are the filters that I was talking about. They're down in water. You can only imagine how much they weigh full of water right now. And this old guy doesn't want to do that anymore. One very cool thing we're doing with Mondays, I scan this QR code. It's going to record that the filters were changed in this machine, and it's going to place an order for the replacement filters for this machine. So we keep one change on hand, which we've been keeping behind the machine here, but I'm going to build a rack in here to hold these right here. So it'll just be simply take them down, put them right in. We got a wrench here. We need some more work on this. We got the wrench to take this apart right here. Got everything we need right here. See if there's anything else. I told you about that hose. Here's the hose. We hooked that guy on up to the cart and let her put that dirty water back into the machine. Let's see if there's anything else back here we can look at. Okay, so we take a little walk back here. I open up this door. This is where the wire comes in this machine when it's done. So I got this, and now we just dump it right into this bin. If I need to cut the wire, I got scissors right here to cut the wire if it's not the end of the spool. So that's pretty cool. For now, we are going to build another hoist thing over here, but these filters are stored right here. We open this up, and we gotta change this filter out every once in a while. I have the wrench to do it right here, and I have a rag to dry it all up so we can see if it's, make sure it's not leaking and stuff. So there's those improvements right there. We come on down here a little bit more. This machine's set up the same way with this. Wire goes into this bin. These are smaller bins, and we'll talk about that in another video. Again, this one's a little bit different. We don't have a wrench for it. You do it by hand, and then there's the rag to dry it off. And here is a hose, and you can kind of see all these different fittings. If for some reason we're having trouble with one of our chillers, we can take the water from here that's coming from above that our chillers where they are, and we can run the hose to one of our other EDM machines. So it's a real fast fix, and the hose is right there. Someday I'll make a SOP on how to do it, but I know how to do it. So let's go walking back into the front part of the shop. Oh, here you see we got a Gamma doc on how to do the backup. We have right here the key that opens on up the side panel, right where you need it. That backup instructions are also right here on this QR code. So scan that QR code and tell you how to do it. So those are some of the other improvements as we walk around the shop. Okay, this is July 2nd, our Kimishi buy board. You see that all these items here in the lower left-hand corner, it says cards. I'm going to change that to monthly. Should be monthly. Turned red. You see this one here, AC and chiller filters changed. We're going to do that right away. And this one here, you see, went to overdue since past due went to orange. We're probably going to adjust the colors needing to be done to orange and overdue being red. We had done red and green, just the classical Kimishi buy board colors. So our AC filter for the EDM room is right here, way up there. So we used to have to go all the way back there through that door, back around the corner, grab the ladder, bring it on out, go back, grab a filter because you can't grab the ladder and the filter at the same time, and come on over here. And we used to always struggle with where to put the ladder. So you might see right down here, you see those two Kaizen corners, and there's two more over here. You simply set the ladder up on those Kaizen corners and go straight up the ladder. It'll be positioned perfectly every time, right where you want it. So we also moved the ladder, if you see, wish it was closer, but in the corner in this room. Makes it a lot easier to get, don't have to go through the doorway and some of that sort of stuff, less steps. So now let's check out the next step. So now we grab the ladder, we bring the ladder over, and we set it right on those Kaizen corners, open it on up, and we go straight up the ladder. It's right where we need it. We pop up the ceiling tile, and we go right on up, and you'll see we have our filters over here on the right. We go on in, and we pull out the old filter. Kind of hard seeing me pull it out. We grab the other filter. You see a Kanban card right there. Decide which way it needs to go in. Put it on in. Go down the ladder. Put the ceiling tile in. Take the ladder away, and we're done. Then we pick on up our iPad. A lot of times I use my phone, and we go and we mark that as complete. Real simple. And then in a little bit, our main board, that one will turn green, as you see. One of my last favorite improvements in this area was this doorway. The floor on the other side was done after this floor was done. I did it a few years ago to make it nice and flat in that room. And with that, there was this lip. Well, first, there used to be a door jamb or whatever you call it on the bottom, so you couldn't get through here very easily. So I removed that, and we had this small lip. So I got this ramp. So now I can easily just roll carts through the doorway. Great improvement instead of going through the garage door. And this is the end of part 2 of our tour. Check out our playlist for more.